Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Star Studded episode with the Chatterbox with King Jacob. I'm yours truly, King Jacob, and we are in the building on this Music Mondays with special guest Miss Lisa G. Miss Lisa G, music industry executive, music industry executive, youth mentor, music mentor, a lot of other things, man. Not only that, want to say Happy Memorial Day because she is definitely got something to do with this Memorial Day for sure, for sure. So
I
what,
do, I
what,
do.
that's right. What's going on? Lisa G was good.
Oh goodness, just a lot of things, putting things together. Just a lot of things that I'm setting up for independent artists so that they can get what they need to get, so they can get that money they want to get.
Okay, okay, okay. So um, let's talk about how you began in the music business. When did it start?
Ooh, it started in 1986 here in South Carolina when I got stationed here in 1985. So there's this group called Skip Ski and Double D, and I was dating their manager at the time, and he said they need somebody to help this girl dance because we're going to be going out of state, and she was a stripper. So I jumped in there and I choreographed her steps and everything, and got her TV ready. Me and her became real cool. She was a real sweet girl, and hooked up, and then we all went to Alabama and did the show. And then after that, I got into modeling, a little this, that, and the third. And then 1999, I got out of the Navy in 1990. They had sent me to chef school. I took on the bartending thing, and everybody knows me as a bartender. And then I was in the club game hard. So when I started running this club, one of the kids that knew my husband and he came up to me and was like, Psh, um, I seen him rap. I seen him
Hmm.
they call it showcases on. He's like, I need you to be my manager. I knew nothing about music management, so I went spent $35 on a book. I went through that book inside, outside, and upside down, and boom, that's how I started out. And then I just
Okay,
started getting it
okay. So,
because when you work in the club,
hmm
go ahead.
so back
So
when
when you
you,
work in a club, you deal with a lot of music artists when they bring in shows and stuff. So,
right,
okay.
right. So back when you was in New York, you never
hmm
entered the music business back home.
I actually left New York when I was 18.
Okay then.
hmm
Okay, okay. So
I was
you've been
18
you.
years and 3 months. I was 18 years and 3 months. Yeah. So I left and I was traveling with the military. I was in the military for 10 years. So I was all over the
Oh,
place with the military.
okay
Yeah.
then. Okay, 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 okay. Um, so for people who don't know, um, who is Lisa G?
Ooh, I'm a multifaceted person. Um, I'm a Navy veteran. I'm a former detention officer, former law enforcement. Um, uh, Retired bartender. Um, and now, I'm a chef. I have a chef background, and I even was a licensed nail tech. But now, I'm just a music business. I call myself a music business mogul because I have my own company, Diamond Law Entertainment, L period A period W period. People don't realize Diamond is my birthstone. Law is actually my initials. Okay, and then um, I just one day I got mad and I fired the restaurant I worked at. I told them I don't quit. I fire all y'all. Peace out. And I just dove straight back into the music hardcore. I've been doing this over 20 years, but I drove straight back into it hardcore about 5 years ago, and that's what I've been doing full time. So I started learning how this digital thing works real good. All the paperwork that's needed and all the sites you need to be on in order for you to get royalties and stuff like that. and I started teaching and preaching. And I preach all the time about what you need and how you need to get it. And then I started managing artists and whatnot. And here I am. Here I am. And I'm the music business mentor. And I'm the paperwork goat. That's what they call me.
You said a goat.
Paperwork goat. That's right.
So tell us about Diamond Law Entertainment and what's the purpose of it, what it represents, and what is the mission for Diamond Law Entertainment.
Okay, the purpose of Diamond Law Entertainment is to help independent music artists who don't know the games, the ins and outs, and the whole 9 yard, right? So we call ourselves the indie artist best friend, and the concept is to teach the artists not music business is 90 to 97% is business, 3 to 7% is music. So you want the artist to be able to how you say, be able to be creative, do their creative thing, but you also want them to know just little tidbits about the business side. So per se, their manager is not with them, and somebody approaches them or something like that, that they don't get trapped off because they don't know like little words or little, sayings and stuff like that. Um, and basically we do artist development. I do have a team, so we do artist development. um, we actually make sure that everything is done correctly, methodically. We have steps that we follow, a blueprint per se. And we just want to make sure everything is correct for the artist, because when the artist gets to present themselves to somebody, they only get one chance to do it right. It's not like you
Mm.
could do a redo, like you can remake a song or remake this, that. You can't do that with your first impression. So I always say I package them up. So what I do is I get them right, get them together, and then situate them so that when they do go out there to do what they do, they're more equipped and better, prepared to do what needs to be done. And then I do small business startup too, and label
Mm.
startup. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
if anybody wanted to
upon
be a
saying all
label,
that,
I do that. Huh?
right? Upon saying all that,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like it's a very challenging situation when you say, "I get artists together." What all does that entail, and what kind of headaches and migraines have you had?
Okay, so I buy hair dye by the case. And oh my God. So explaining to some who swear they know everything, that's one challenge. Because if you knew everything, you wouldn't have called me. Okay. That's one. Um it Some of them have what I call baddest indie artist syndrome, because they've been done wrong or got wrong information or got taken for money. Somewhere along the line they got duped. So then when it come to me, it's like explaining what they need and how they need it and the steps they need to take in order to get to where they need to go. So it would be like basically your royalty platforms, your copyright platform, and all the things you need to do in order to get on mainstream radio. But there's other ways to get on, internet radio, which is not as strategic as getting on, mainstream radio. And trying to explain, and I say trying because usually I don't use that word, but in that case it is trying to explain to them as best you can, and then some having to break it down into layman's term, because they want the ins and outs, the actual factual. I need to understand this. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, Lisa G, I've been dealing with artists for a long time as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I still deal with them, but not on the management side.
Mm-hmm.
I recently took a job with Exquisite PR firm out
Mm-hmm.
of Chicago. came in as a PR consultant, and so I recently became the COO of the East Coast Division
Mm-hmm.
in this past January. And so, um, with that being said, let's talk about trying to break down the synopsis and explain to a indie artist why budgeting is a factor, why you need a radio budget, a PR budget, why you need a tour budget, why you have to understand that your management is a representation. They're not investors. Your publicist is a representation. They're not investors. Why is it so important that artists should understand the economic value of rising and growing in the entertainment business? Hello,
Okay,
Miss
so
Jordan.
so let's break down this management thing, because artists seem to think that there's only like, well, I'm not saying all of them do, but a lot of people think there's only one type of manager. Okay. In the music business, there's several different types of managers. Okay. And they work for you. So it's not a manager where you're at a job and you work for that manager and that manager pays you. It's the other way around. You're the person in charge and that manager works for you. So 9 times out of 10, okay, let me roll back a little TT. So with the management thing, you have a business manager, which is what I do. You have a tour manager. You have what's called an A&R manager with A&R slant manager. They're the ones that, scout the talent, make sure that they're like the personal assistant manager. Then you can have a personal manager, okay? And then you have, what's the other one? Personal manager, business manager, tour manager, A&R, and then, yeah,
Your
I
road
think it's
manager.
for it. It's for, and road manager, right? Thank you. Forgot that one.
Right.
So, and all these people have different jobs. They're not doing the same thing. Okay.
Right.
And then it's important that they know why they need a budget. And I always tell artists, if you've never had a budget before, start with one song that you have and write down all the money you spent on that song. And when I say all the money you spent on that song, that means gassing up your car, stopping to get something to eat, stopping to the weed man, stopping to the liquor store, stopping to whatever. The how much it costs to be in the studio. Even if your friend is doing studio, make a price. How much it costs for the beat, whether you got a free beat, which you shouldn't, but any kind of beat, make up a price for the beat. If you're doing a video and people say, "Oh, I got my video done for 350," that's a lie, because you went and bought a new outfit. You had to pay gas to get to the spot. You had to pay for gas to smoke, weed, whatever, everything you had to do, plus whoever was in your video, plus the man untax you if you had more than two locations and all these things. Right now, I'm up to about $1,500. Okay. And that's being nice. Okay. But an independent artist that wants to get any kind of marketing, promotion, PR, um, get on the platforms they need to be on, this, things like that, they need to at least have a $5,000 minimum. And that's not saying you have
Oh,
to have
back,
that
back, back
all
up.
at one
Time out.
time.
Time out, Lisa G. Time out. And just for y'all know, doing this interview, I call her Lisa G, but this really my auntie. So for real, for real.
All right,
So don't
nephew.
get it, so don't get it twisted. So I want you to say this for the people on the back of the church pew. They just didn't hear what the pastor said. What is a minimum budget that they need per quarter,
For
each
ind-
quarter?
for independent artists, each quarter you need a minimum of $5,000. And I just franchised, because affiliated, I'm the business manager affiliate for Street Religion Music Group in Charlotte, and we just franchised to South Carolina. So I'm the CEO of that, marketing, promotion, distribution as well. So yeah, my head be spinning.
Mm,
So
so
and,
so
and
so auntie,
mhm.
so let's break down what all this $5,000 per quarter would cover and how it would maximize their career, to get to the next quarter.
Right. So what it does is, depending on what firm you go with or what company you go with, um, first and foremost, you need to have your paperwork done. All right. Then we talk about press kits, like your electronic press kit, which should be done at a industry standard level. Not your
Right.
homeboy, not your friend's son that's in college. Not saying that they can't do a good job, but it needs to be in whoever you get to do it, regardless of how much time in service they have with graphics. It has to be industry standard, something that's gonna knock them off their feet. Okay. Um, then you need to have media training. You need to have photos. You need to have media training, photos,
Hold on, back up.
portfolios. I
Listen,
haven't
hold on,
even
hold on,
gotten
hold
to
on.
the marketing promotion.
So when we say, and for all you artists out there, listen, managers, PRs, people who inspire to get in the music business, people who have talented children, break down the media training for people, because when I break down the media training, I just feel like a lot of artists don't know how to conduct interviews. And so that's a part of media training as well. But break it down from your standpoint of view, because you've been in this
Okay,
business for a long time as well.
a long time. So when you're doing an interview, the key thing of an interview is to stick to why you're doing an interview. So if you're an artist that now got a what you call a brand ambassador deal, right? Say you got signed to Nike, all right, and Nike wants to do a sneaker or a t-shirt or whatever for you, right? When you're in the interview, you need to talk about the fact that oh, you were doing your music, they heard your song, they saw how you look, they like your style, this that and the third, and that they decided that they reached out to your management and now they want to do this deal with you. They do not need to know how many children you got, who was at the last barbecue, do you have a girlfriend besides your wife, do you have a wife, and do you have a girlfriend. They don't need to know your love life. They don't need to know what size underwear you wear. They don't need to know none of that. When you go in an interview, stick to the story. Stick to the reason you're there. If you're promoting your album, if you're promoting a single, if you're promoting a t-shirt, if you're promoting a clothing line, whatever you are promoting, whatever you want the people to know about the project you are working on now, that is what you stick to and nothing else. And if they do ask you personal questions, you can shrug it off, however, but be polite. Don't be nasty. But stick to the subject and talk as clear and concise as possible. But stick to the subject. Don't
Stick
go
to the
left,
script.
don't go right. Right. Stick to the script.
Stick to
Don't go left, don't go right. And if it's a yes or no question, yes is the answer or no is the answer. Not yes but, not no but, not none of that. If it's a yes or no question, it's a yes or no question. Period.
Right, right, right. So, with that being said, branding, publicity, marketing, public relations, and the purpose on why an artist needs a PR. Now, before you answer this, I'm going to say this. Most independent indie artists don't have a PR. Most don't understand why a PR is valuable. And most will not get a PR until I heard J. Cole say this, man. I heard J. Cole say each person who goes to a 2-year college, a 4-year college, a trade school has to understand the value of marketing and branding. and
Mm-hmm.
they have to understand the value of customer service and public relations. Because if you're an artist and your music is a product, then this is something that we call product branding. And so you have to have great customer service skills when it comes to your fans, because if not, they won't buy your music.
Well, they have to understand that them as the artist is the business and their music is the product.
Right,
So if you worked in a store and you wanted to sell somebody something, you would be talking to them in a manner that would entice them to buy the product. So you have to do the same thing in the music business because you want them to buy your product so your business will thrive, which is you, correct?
right,
So with that, you have to, just like I tell artists, like, stop going out there with a whole bunch of flyers and laying them on the table. Don't do that. Stop going out there with your business cards and laying them on the table. You should be doing hand to hand. You should be putting it in their hand. Hi, like me. Hi, my name is Lisa Gonzalez Williams. I'm with Diamond Law Entertainment. Here is my business card. I put it in their hand, right? We have a little bit of a conversation. It doesn't get left on the table because I put it in their hand. And then when I put it in their hand, we have a slight conversation, da 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 da. They stick it in their wallet or they stick it in their pocket. When they pull it out, oh yeah, I remember talking to her, right? So then when they
hmm,
say you remember talking to me, what happens? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get a phone call because I didn't give
right,
everybody my card. I didn't give everybody all my stuff because most people are going to chuck it, throw it in the trash. Well, I don't know about you, but 50 cents to $1 a business card, 50 cents to $1 a flyer, 10 flyers on the floor at 10 different spots, that's $100.
right, 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 right,
And a
right, right,
hundred
right,
bucks could have went towards your promotion and marketing somewhere else, you know.
right,
And then when it comes down to the marketing and promotion, you know, artists don't understand that little $5 on Facebook and that little $5 on IG, that helps. And then they don't understand to run them from their Facebook page to their IG because certain people are looking for numbers unless they want to be independent. But most people, even when you're independent, are looking for numbers. They want numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't look at videos until they see how many people viewed it. They want numbers. Everybody works with numbers. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is when you go through, like you said, with the PR and the marketing and the promotion, right? Those tools right there, to have a professional doing it for you, that generates coins. And like I always
hmm,
say, you put down your seed money, which is your budget money, you do it in the right places and you do it with the right people, it's going to roll over. And if they're doing it right, it should roll over like within 3 to 6 months. You should have twice what you put in. You see what I'm saying? And then I suggest that they do it for another rollover so they can have 4 times of what they put in and then pull their seed money out. So then your initial money that you put in comes back out. And then the rest of that money is just generating, it's just that money making money. It's almost like the stock market. That money's making money.
yeah, yeah.
But
You understand how you create what we call music capital.
right, that you don't have to go in your pocket to get it because it's paying for itself. Not to mention you'll
Right,
have enough money to fund something else you want to do.
right.
But you should never go. I'm gonna jump the gun. I almost jumped the gun. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
No, I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, you should never go, like we were talking about PR and stuff like that. You should never go anywhere without something, whether it's a business card with a QR code to get to your fan pages, whether it's a booking card, a little flyer with a QR code, and something. But you should always have something.
Hmm.
I require my artists, if they have enough in their repertoire, to have their EPK, so that when we go somewhere, if somebody of substance is there, they're always prepared to give out their EPK. Always.
Okay, okay. And so, with that being said, I told the artist this. I said, man, when you're an artist and you have management and you have a PR that's working hand in hand, when you say, well, I got a manager and a PR,
Hmm.
executives in the music industry look at you different because they don't hear that from indie artists.
No.
They don't hear that from indie artists. So that means that if you've been doing the music up to this time where you're working with a manager and a PR, then that
Mm-hmm.
means that you're moving and grooving as an indie artist.
Right. That means you're
And
hungry, and that means you're following the blueprint.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you that indie artist just working with a manager, a PR, and you became brand ambassador for a nonprofit organization, oh, they really look at you different. Because the thing what people are talking about right now, your community gives to you, but what is artists giving back to the community? How have you impacted your community? What type of events have you went back to your local high school and did? What type of events have you put on for children with autism or the American
Even,
Cancer Foundation
even
where
just
you
kids. I know you saw where I posted a picture. It was me with about, I don't know, it was about 10 kids. And I went
right
to the Positive Vibes Rajane, right? And whenever I can, I do go over there on Tuesday nights and help mentor these kids. And they did a situation on music. So I went over there to explain to them the various areas in music, like, if you're not a singer or you're not a rapper and da da da, but you really like working in the music business, how many different, I didn't say how many different jobs, but I told them there's different areas that they can work in, and that
right
whatever information they wanted, of course, I would, get it for them. Of course, they
right.
put me on the spot, talking about, well, listen, let us hear you rap. I was like, ah. So thank God nobody got that on video. Holla. And then, but it was really fun because when we went back and forth, they actually opened up. And so now they're actually going to get an opportunity from another person that is donating their time. I think it's Twin D Studios, to allow the kids to go in there and record. So I think that's so cool because they're writing
Right.
assignment. One of their assignments was to write out some songs, but I ain't gonna lie, now there was one little kid that was in there. Everything I gave him, he spit off the string right there. Spit right off top of the dome. The kid had to be about 9. He's about 9. I think he was like
Oh, he
9 or
he
10.
was
Oh, he
oh he
was
was
with it.
bad.
Oh,
Oh,
he was
okay.
with it. He was with it.
Okay then. Okay
Yeah.
then. Okay.
Yeah, he
That's
was
what's
with it.
up.
I ready to
So
scoop his little butt up. Hmm.
so I'm gonna ask you this question then. Um I got a few band buddies when I used to live in Florida, and
Hmm.
they play rock, and they actually invited me to my first mosh pit and seeing how they orchestrate and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So we was talking through Messenger, and he said, "Man, Jay, there needs to be some type of blog or some type of presentation as far as a seminar, the music and mental health seminar." He
Yep.
said the reason why I say this because in the music business, a lot of musicians and rappers and singers and whatever you may have in the music managers and PRs and tour managers and label owners, a lot of them go through mental breakdown that's caused by the music business.
Hmm.
And so, what is your take on that?
Okay, so huge fan of Earl DMX, who actually
Right,
went in the hospital on my birthday and died like 6 days after my birthday last year.
right,
That broke my heart because the whole time he was struggling with drugs, okay, it's just like with being a battered wife, which I'm a survivor. You can't go in there and forcibly tell somebody what to do, right? But you should be an ear. And then somebody may mention, I forgot what artist it was, that they needed to have each label and stuff should have, the major labels should have like a mental health specialist on deck, because it is very frustrating to be in a situation where You have a talent. You have something everybody wants. But in some cases, you just need to like have your schedule set up to where you're going to be producing at this time, take maybe this week off, and have some downtime. And
Right.
it's like when they're on a roll, don't get no downtime. It's like studio, studio, show, show, travel, travel, show, show, studio, studio.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. So he did 3 shows in one day, and we were the third show. So
Mm-hmm.
when he came to us, my the owner was like, "Oh, he don't need no break because we're paying him to do such and such and such." And I was like, "Oh, pump your brakes." I said, "All he asked for was 15 minutes. 15 minutes ain't killing nobody." So
Right.
I went to the VIP room and I locked us in the VIP room, and he couldn't get in the VIP room. And I had bought him a bottle because he had on his rider sheet what he wanted to drink. I made him a drink. We sat down and chatted for a minute. He said, "Yo, you the bomb." Because all I needed was 15 minutes so I could have me a little shot, have me a little downtime. He didn't want to smoke none of that. He just wanted to have a little sip, relax his nerves. And then he went out there and put on one hell of a show. That was Donnell Jones. And he went out there and put on a hell of a show. And then when he was done, he came back and thanked me again. So
Ac- Actually, he just turned 49 a couple days ago.
right, but he's cool because and I mean that was a cool one because some of them well, we ain't gonna go there, but some of them are jackrabbits. But in the same respect, you have to take a mental break. Charlemagne the God says that all the time. You have to take
Yeah.
a mental break. You have to take a mental holiday. Just I don't feel like doing anything day, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hour to 2 hours a day for yourself is very important.
Right.
Very
Right.
important. Even if you do
And,
like 30 minutes here, 30 minutes that you just need that, you know what I'm saying?
I tell people all the time, and it's funny you mentioned Earl. I said, you guys we really had our time with him, and we had a wonderful treat. I was like, you never have another artist in this music business that are willing to face his demons and share his experiences with you and understand what he tells you when he on stage. He stops a concert in the middle of 80,000 people and break down and cries and starts repenting of his sins that
He
he's been doing.
cries, he prays with you. He
Right,
would pray with you in a way that the hardest the hard hood dude would
right,
feel it.
right,
He always did
right.
that. Always
Right.
did that.
I
Mm.
I I always call him I always say that he was a hip hop bishop. You know what I mean? And he was a hip hop elder, man, because
Right.
like I can remember when my pops was living, man. My pops only like two rappers. There was LL Cool J and DMX. That's it.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
He liked LL Cool J. He said because LL Cool J had this aura about him that even if you was the hardest dude and you seen how the women responded to him, it was like this dude swag must be like on 10 billion. Like,
Nah, because he was raw. He
yeah,
wasn't he never was not Earl.
right.
He was himself, transparent as anything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I say? All the time. Wasn't no part time. He was like that all the time. He used to go back to his hood in Yonkers and whatnot, and just go to like the boys' home. But his life story is crazy now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I know,
You know
I
what I'm
know. I
saying?
was.
So his life
Um,
story is bananas. But then another thing people don't pay attention to, speaking on the mental health part of this, is listening to people's music.
you can say
Juice WRLD gave us so many daggone warnings. Juice WRLD was screaming for help.
Juice
And when I
World
heard his
and
music, post death,
right,
I was like, yo, this dude was like asking for help. He was
right,
like
Juice
asking
World
for it. Hmm.
and XXX Tekashi was asking for help too.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he got murdered. Like
yeah, he got
he
murdered.
got straight
Yeah,
murdered.
but he
But
got murdered because he was trying to go back to the hood and help a friend.
that part.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That part.
But his music had a lot of depressed moments in it, a lot of anxiety
Hmm.
moments. And like you can hear depression and anxiety through music. You know,
Hmm.
like even when Tupac said, I love you like a sister, but you turned the trick. And that's why they call you bitch. I bet you. It's so many variables and powerful statements in that just one
Hmm.
line.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
He
He
was
said,
another one. I used to call him. I called Tupac like a hip hop prophet.
right,
Cause
right,
he used to
right.
talk about stuff that didn't even happen yet, but
Yeah,
it was like he was foreseeing certain things. So he would talk about stuff that did happen and stuff that was going on currently, but then he would talk about stuff that was like, you know what I'm saying, like when music came out with him after he died, it was like this dude can't be dead because he was talking about stuff that was happening like right now. You know what I'm saying? And it was
right,
just weird. It was
right,
like you sure he dead?
right. You know, just like I tell people all the time that Rakim was like 25 years before his time.
Boom.
Like
Hmm.
for real. Like
Hmm.
he if it was no Rakim, there would be no Nas. Facts.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
and there was if there was no Nas, there would be no J. Cole.
True indeed.
Yeah, so the you can really tell the people who really studied their craft and you can
Well, I
and you
mean,
can
if
all
there was no Biggie, there would be no Little Kim. Not
right,
that's not. I
right,
mean, Junior Mafia was cool because he pulled everybody off the street. Got that. However, look at the break with Little Kim that opened the door for your Mary J's, your Nicki Minaj's, your Megan Thee Stallion, and da da da. Lil Kim kicked that door down.
yeah, and then you have to also look at okay when X when Rough Riders found X, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, X didn't want to deal with Rough Riders.
Mm-hmm.
X missed a lot of dates when they first got him. X
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to be battle rappers. You put your 50 grand up, I put my 50 grand up, and let's battle rap. You winner take
Mm-hmm.
all. That's
Mm-hmm.
what X he wanted to do. That's what he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do.
But that's what
And
we know. That's what we know in New York. You
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
So
New York and like
so
Detroit and like Chicago. I mean, like that's what we knew back then.
so what happened is when Jay-Z and X went head to head on that battle rapping, and
Mhm.
X cut his windpipe off, cut his neck off. Dame called the dude from Rough Riders and was like, "Hey man, I know y'all used to rock with him and y'all did some shows with him. Y'all need to go find him and sign him, man." And the rest is history. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? The rest is history. So, but as
And when
far
they
as the
found him, what happened when they found him?
man,
He had a broken jaw
yeah, yeah,
from stealing and doing what he do.
right, right.
Because he was on his own since he was like
well, like 15, 14.
14. Nah, like yeah, like 14, 13, 14, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was a well known stick up kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
and I heard him say something to artists, man. He said this. He said, if you're true to yourself, then can't nobody ever deny you.
You know he was in the midst of helping independent artists. He was
Yeah, yeah, I
coming to
know.
South Carolina quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He used
if
to be
he
in
heard
Greenville
it
a
and
lot.
whatnot, yeah, he was doing something. I forgot what it was, but he was doing something where he was making like a compilation, like a what do you call that thing? What do you call it? What do you call it?
Well,
You know
mixtapes.
when them boy make them CDs with all the songs on it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mixtape, a
Yeah,
mixtape.
the mixtape. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He's gonna do a mixtape with different artists on it, and then unfortunately, he lost his life. But yeah. But there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's not just even mental health. It's like, some idiots, they tell on themselves through the music, and their music ends
Oh
up
man, wait,
being
hey,
their music ends up
yeah,
creating a RICO case. You know what I'm saying? Like how you do that?
that's a whole nother thing. And then I have artists
But
send me music
Gucci
all
Gucci Mane warned them because he ended up sitting in the hot seat behind that.
right, right, right. And then if people had looked at how Jeezy really changed and how he really stopped talking about the guns and the drugs and start talking about real estate and the cryptocurrency and I mean, like, I don't know, these cats. I tell Indy all the time, I say, man, look, you don't have to talk about guns and how many women you done slept with
First and
and
foremost, you should talk about what you know. Because there's a lot
that,
of people out there
that's true,
fake,
but
you know what I'm saying? They punk faking on what they
yeah,
know. And then,
yeah.
just like back in the day, you heard the dudes talking about, I got like 8 women and I got like 5 cars and I got this, that, and the third. And you see them riding around town on a bicycle with a flip phone. Come on, man. But you
You
know what
know
I'm
what?
saying? Come on, man. Don't do
He
that.
tore it out.
Yeah.
Oh man. So as far as Diamond Law, we gonna get back to Diamond. As far as Diamond Law, um, what is the breakdown for you when somebody wants you to put a tour together?
Okay. So usually if somebody wants me to put a tour together, I'm usually not the one that does it. My general manager, assistant manager,
Hmm.
will she's my general manager, my personal assistant. She will, if I tell her, like this person wants to go here, 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 and here, right? I have gotten some connects over a period of time where I do know people in out of state places, right, that will actually do the promotion and whatnot for me. Um, but the best thing to do is to start off touring your state.
Right, right, right. Of course, of
Okay.
course.
So yeah, you should go like your state and then whatever couple of states are nearest to you. You know.
Right, right. Of
So
course.
so now
Just that
artists
whole
make the
tri-state thing.
right. Yeah, boom. Exactly that. And what artists make the mistake of is when they do that, they promote to other artists. If they're doing the
Right.
same thing you're doing, they're unless you put them on the tour with you, they ain't doing it. But as an artist who wants to have a tour, you got to have a budget. And the reason why you
So
have to have
hold,
a budget,
back up, back up. Stop the press. As Martin Lawrence said, stop the press. You have to have a what?
BUDGET budget. Got to have
Budget.
budget.
So,
And the reason
okay.
why you have to have a budget is because you got to secure the venues. You're gonna want radio play. You're gonna want, even sometimes people say they played out, but they're not really. But street team. You're gonna want your hotel, your travel, your all of that because it's your tour. So you're putting the tour together. So
Hmm.
unless you know a bunch of promoters, you got your paperwork together, and your EPK is lit, fire, off the chain, and you're sending it out to the different promoters who are already doing events, they're not gonna cover your travel. If you put the tour together yourself, you got to cover your own travel,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
and you
Well,
have to cost it out prior to make sure that you're in a situation because you got to have incidental money. You gotta have what if money. You gotta have money to pay each venue before you roll up in there. Okay, because some people are gonna require deposits and all kinds of
Mhm.
things, and it's a lot. I did one event. We were scheduled to do two events out of town, but one of them the facility just wasn't secure enough for us, and the other one, we went to Cincinnati, and trust and believe, we were in on an event, but we still travel, food, hotel, um, paying, our portion for the venue, the whole nine. So we had to put in
Mhm.
order to get back. You know what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying?
Of
And
course,
then and
of
then
course
you
you do.
gotta create that hype for yourself before you go, so that they know, like that you that person.
Right, 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 right. And then with that being said, because I see a lot of artists, they be talking about going on tours, and I tell artists it ain't got to be a big tour. You can start small with a 4 city tour, 4 cities, and then you come back another 90 days and do another 4 cities. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like you can start small, but all people need to see is that you moving. You know what I mean? They need
Yeah,
to see
but
that
hold
you.
up, let's rewind this too. You can't say you're going on a tour when you ain't got but three songs.
You know
Okay.
what? You know what? Oh, fix it, Jesus, fix it right now.
Okay. Yeah, Jesus take the wheel. Because you got people that the most they've ever performed was at an open mic. And an
Uh
open
huh.
mic is 3 to 6 minutes.
Hmm.
So if you don't have at least a 15 to 25 minute set, concert tracks, that's gonna hinder you right there. So
Mm-mm.
you need to get with somebody that knows what time it is and how to do it. Because you at least need to have an album. You at
Right,
least need
right,
to
right,
have
right.
some kind of music in your repertoire to do something. You
That's
don't,
true.
if you're promoting one song and you're tapping into other events that are already happening, you're doing a one song situation, a single promotion tour, that's different because you're only going to pop in, hey, how you doing? And basically that's going to come out of your pocket because you're not going to more than likely get paid for that, but you will get the exposure. You know what I'm saying? And so if you get with the right promoter and say a promoter is doing like a 10 city tour with, uh damn, I was gonna say Young Dolph, but I guess that's not happening. But like with J. Cole or something like that, and they're
Right.
gonna allow you to open for it, you might be that tag along person and you might have to pay your own way. However, the exposure you would get from doing something like that is crazy. Because I remember when I saw Drake for the first time. He was singing, not rapping, but I remember when I saw him for the first time, he did, I think, two songs, but he was on tour. He was on the old school tour, and he was the breakout artist. And you
But
see
there
where
you
he
have
at
it.
now.
Yeah, there
Hmm.
you have it. Yeah. Yeah, we see where he at now. And
Right,
so
right.
and so as far as you, what you got coming up next? Any type of events you got coming up, and cause
Okay, so right now I'm in the process of booking a tour where it's going to be information. You know what I'm saying? So seminar and showcase type of situation. And
hmm
I'm going to be hitting North Carolina, Atlanta, and Savannah so far.
Okay then. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm wanting to hit Fayetteville, um, Cincinnati,
hmm
and Delaware, and
Okay.
possibly New Jersey. Hmm.
Okay. 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 That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Let me know more information about that as well,
Hmm.
and I
So as
definitely
soon as soon as the dates, as soon as the dates are solid, I will definitely let you know what's happening.
well,
And basically, this tour, because I usually do the music business seminar 101, and that's the paperwork side, which is like mad boring for people. So this time is basically going to be more on the branding side and more on what you need to do and covering budgets and what you need to do in order to make yourself more noticeable.
So that sounds wonderful. And might I add, um, are you in the market to have a PR firm to represent you?
Absolutely. We'll
Right.
talk.
Okay. Okay. Say
We'll
less.
talk.
Say less. Say less. So
Right.
with that being said, I want to ask you about one particular guy down your way,
Who?
Mike Burner.
I haven't seen Mike Burner in a minute.
Man,
Love his music. I was
when
representing him at one point,
when I tell
and
you he stuck me some fire maybe 6 months ago. Wow.
you know he can sing, right? Did you
He
know
just
that?
no, I didn't.
He got a set of pipes on him. That's something serious.
He just sent me music. What I know he was a lyricist, so you know what I
He's a
mean.
lyricist, and he is awesome at what he does.
Hmm.
But he messed around one day, and I heard him sing. And when I heard him sing, I was like, I had to. I was like, so yo, I heard this song, that Sean Dobie did for him, and I was like, so who's that? And he was like, I was like, who's that singing? And he was like, that's me. I said, you lie. But I think I want to say Mossberg, Montana took him under his wing.
Okay then. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
but I don't believe
That's what's up.
he
So
stopped. I believe he's still making noise. But no, he is an awesome artist now. I
yeah,
give him
he
that.
is. He is.
Yeah, he's definitely
What
that
about
dude.
with what about with Yazzie?
Yeah, I got something up my sleeve for her. We working on some things. You know, that's my
Okay.
niece.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I know.
So yeah.
I know.
So yeah, we
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
on some things. We working on some
Okay
things.
then.
Keep track of
All right.
lacking.
So
Yeah.
I definitely like to get her on the podcast as well. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll holler at her and let her know.
Yeah. Yeah. Chop it up with her.
Definitely do
So
that.
just want you to let everybody know where they can reach you at, and then we gonna get out of here.
All righty. So Diamond Law, L period A period W Entertainment LLC. Also one of the few businesses that are in the music industry that are BBB accredited, Better Business Bureau accredited. I did get that. You could reach me at Diamond Lawent, Lawent on Facebook. So that's Diamond Lawent. I am at Diamond Law 194 on IG. I am. Where else am I at? I got a YouTube page that's Diamond Law Entertainment, and my website is D is in Diamond, L is in Law, E is in Entertainment 843.com, and you can always call me at 843-696-3981 between the hours of 10 in the morning and 7 at night. That
You heard it
works.
first. The
Right.
chatterbox, man. Man, we make power
Thank you
moves
so
around here.
much for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. So, one more question for you, though.
Uh-huh.
One more question for you. Tell everybody about your podcast. You're still doing it, right?
I am actually bringing my podcast back. It's called Music Biz with Miss G, and I'm actually looking for somebody to do a nice little hype, mid-tempo intro for my show. And I am going to bring it back because people are asking me about it, and I do give off information, but I did decide to like revamp it up a little bit so we can have some fun, talk about some stuff, talk about stuff trending, style, fashion,
Hmm.
all kinds of things. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay,
Music Biz
okay.
with Miss G.
Music Biz with
Yeah.
Miss G coming back at you soon. So,
Mm-hmm.
until the next time, I just want to say peace, love, and soul, and want everybody to just have fun this summer, man. Cause we are
Have
yet
fun. Be
praying.
safe.
Yeah, we are yet praying for this country. It's been some horrific things going on. So let's just embrace one another and keep everybody in prayer. Until
Indeed,
the
they
next
got to
time.
remember music is a reflection of the movement. So
Bye. And there is healing in music.
right.
Right. And so until the next time, we out.
Yeah.
We thank Miss Lisa G for coming through and chilling with us. And till the next time, we'll holler. Peace.
All right. Peace.